Welcome to Atlanta Motor Speedway, qualifying underway for the Frisbie Racing Wanted Goons Truck Series, part of the Sidewinder Racing Leagues. You can check out all of our leagues at dgsracing.com. Trucks have 5 total minutes to try and get their best lap down. They get 2 shots at the fastest lap. We are running what appears to be old Atlanta. I didn't know which one he was going to run, and I didn't want to ask. now we know. It's like Casey Graves, Travis Martin, Grant Harrell, and Matt Benke all on their first timed lap. Right along with playoff driver Casey Graves. Completes his first lap. First one to get a lap down, so he'll go to the top of the chart. We'll see how that stands. Right on board with the True Speed Toyota Tundra as he comes out of turn number 2 onto the backstretch is indeed old Atlanta. Rides it into turn 3. Right down by that white line. Drifted out to the wall a little bit on exit, not too much, and then hustle it back to the line. Lap number 2, quicker for Casey Graves, goes to a 31.868 at the top of the charts for that number 4 True Speed Toyota. Travis Martin, Grant Harrell now, the 22 tied ride. Grant Harrell jumps up to second, Travis Martin third quick. Brad Wilson on his second lap. See if he picks up improvement. It's got the Shine Ford F-150 to the stripe. Woo, top of the charts, 31.752. First 7 we've seen. And Wolfenbarger, teammate, not to be outdone, jumps right above him with a 74 to Wilson's 75. Wolfenbarger getting it done. Lucas Hoytsma on his second lap. The number 97 CTC Ford F-150. I believe he's 4-time champion in this series. Lucas has had a lot of good fortune in the truck series. Not to say he's not very talented, just you need talent and fortune to get these things done. And he has been able to do it 4 times in the truck series over our 10 seasons so far. And there he goes, top of the charts in that 97 Ford F-150. Excellent lap there, puts down a 74.1 to Wolfenbarger's 74.5. Beats him by 4 thousandths of a second. Cody Brown's on his second lap around. Second lap usually the quicker. While we keep watching those second laps, the Harley Davidson, Chevy, and admin for our truck series. Appreciate all the work he does for us. Puts down a 32.27. He'll be disappointed with that. Puts him 11th. Check in on Scott Rankin. Cliff Mullins. AC Racing Graphics Chevy goes to P10 on his first lap. 32.13. See if he can do like all the rest and pick up on his second lap. Jump over quick to Scott Rankin. He goes to 10th. Ethan Evers, Spit and Venom Gearhead Racing Chevy, goes to the 6th spot. Jump back on someone who's actually out on track. Blake Giglio, this is a throwback. Running the old Wild Horse broadcast truck. Also have Gatlin Downey on the inside here. That's one of our playoff contenders. Gatlin only 13 points out coming in. Scott Rankin goes to 4th. A 31.803. Trying to crash the playoff party, one of our non-playoff drivers. Jeremy Scher, Purple Thunder Mountain Dew truck. Makes you want to go get a Mountain Dew out the fridge. First lap must have had an issue, didn't count. And I don't see the second lap registering either. Jeremy Scher must have tagged the wall a few times. Gatlin Downey appears to have given up on qualifying, so Blake Giglio may be our last qualifier. And Blake does not get a lap to count. So that is going to do it. Lucas Hoytsma is your pole sitter. Well done, Mr. Lucas. Go track down Mr. Lucas Hoytsma in the voice chat. Have a quick word with him as you look at the back of one of Matt Benke's crew members. What a camera shot. Gotta love that. Hey, Mr. Lucas. There he is. Lucas, DG, you got a copy? Oh no. Oh no. There's a push talk problem. He's wondering why I pulled him now. Hi, Lucas. Hello.
Hello?
120 laps.
There he
no
is.
fast
Oh my gosh,
tires,
Cody
good
just started
luck.
yelling. That scared the crap out of me. Well, we got pole here at Old Atlanta, 120 laps around this tire melting track. What's the strategy?
Save those tires. This place is hot right now, and it does not have much grip. I bet some people are gonna spin on the restart. It's gonna be a long night. I can tell you that.
Long night as in lots of yellow, or long night as in fighting the truck?
Fighting the truck, I think, and maybe some yellows in between.
10-4. It's going to be a tough one tonight at Old Hot Atlanta. Probably my favorite combination. Trucks at Atlanta, Old Atlanta was just so much fun when I was doing officials in that way. Now we got the crappy new Atlanta officials, and it sucks. So I wish I was out there with you guys tonight.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Well, friends, family, sponsors, shout outs for your poll. Let's get it done.
Everybody for not wrecking me tonight. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Giving him props for not wrecking you when the race is about to begin. That's ballsy. All right, sir. Good luck.
Thanks.
Lucas Oisman in the 97 on the pole for that Frisbie truck racing. Oh my gosh, my brain just went in total brain fart mode. Lucas Oisman is your pole sitter tonight. Garrett Wolfenbarger starts second in that number 32 Shenandoah Shine Chevrolet. Brad Wilson will start third, but doesn't want us to show him his trucks. We'll go straight to fourth. Scott Rankin in the Wannagoons. Ford starts in the fourth spot. Casey Graves in the True Speed Toyota starts in fifth. My brain's not working today. Grant Harrell in the Tide Ride starts in sixth. Ethan Evers, Gearhead Racing Chevrolet in seventh. Travis Martin, the Ghostman Ford starts in eighth. Andrew Beach, the Side Pipe Chevrolet in ninth. And Cliff Mullins, AC Racing Graphics Chevrolet in 10th. Daniel Llewellyn will roll off 11 in the 712 Rake Chevy. Jake Lawrence in the Ghost Energy Toyota starts in the 12th spot. Cody Brown, the Golden Eagle, Screaming Eagle, Harley Davidson, I'm so used to saying Golden Eagle, he'll start 13th. Matt Benke in the Amtrak Chevrolet starts 14th. Blake Giglio, Wild Horse Racing Chevrolet, first of our trucks not to put a lap down, he'll roll off 15th. Gatlin Downey, playoff contender in the 05, he'll start 16th tonight. Zach Margerson, like we told him, he has to just about lead every lap, win the race, and win the stage to have a chance to get in, and hope everyone else has a problem. So Zach Martison up against it, but he's out here giving it a shot, rolls off 17th. Jay Much in the Tasmanian Devil Chevrolet rolls in 18th. Dave Hoytsman not shown out on track at the moment. He would have been 19th. J.R. Deal scheduled to start 20th in the Cave City Roleplay Toyota, and Jeremy Shearer in this Mountain Dew Purple Thunder truck rolls off in the 21st spot. And man, I still want to go get me a Mountain Dew. I might just do that since we're on the backstretch. Just probably shouldn't have that much caffeine this late at night. I'll take a big chug of water instead. All right, 120 laps. Track is hot and slick. It's going to be fun out there. I really do wish I was out there with them. Fuel window we never got an answer to, but I believe it's about 30, maybe 33, 34. I don't know officially, but that's my guesstimate. Might be upwards to 40. So we're looking at about 2 to 3 stops, provided green flag racing. Let me go ask Trenton real quick. Hey Trent.
All right.
Trent, what's fuel number?
34. Green
Okay.
flag.
Okay,
Come on
bye.
out.
Put it back in the check real quick. Looks like nobody spun the tires. Casey Graves dropping back in the 4. Not the direction he needs to be going. Maybe he spun the tire a little bit. Let's see. Oh yeah, got the tires spinning on that 4 truck. Got way out of shape. And that'll drag him from a good starting spot all the way back to the tail of the field. Right now, 18th. Casey Graves. Bit of wheel spin on that launch. So we come to complete lap number 1. Garrett Wolfenbarger's taking the lead. Head of pole sitter Lucas Hoytsma. That's an extra point for his playoff contention. You see the trucks underlined on your scoreboard. Those are our playoff trucks. And the leader, if they're the playoff truck, they get highlighted in that color. So you see Wolfenbarger's name surrounded by that reddish-orange. Oh, one sliding in the background. That is Margison, and he's coming back up the track. Look out. Back to the inside, and Margison having one hell of a battle against that Silverado. Obviously not handling so good, but he hangs on to it. And holy cow. This is just lap 2. Cannot plant the throttle and exit, and some drivers are finding that out. Hoytsma all over that right rear corner of that 32 truck. Looked like he was trying to get maybe a little squirrely. Wolfenbarger holds on to it. We got a blinker. Grant Harrell. Tide Ride pops in and out. Chevrolet leading 5 Fords. Next Chevrolet is Ethan Evers in 7th. Then you have Beach and Mullins and Llewellyn. Your first Toyota is 11th right now. Toyota not got it tonight so far. I'm a little surprised to see Lucas Hoysma voluntarily running off the bottom here, knowing tires are going to be a thing. And Daniel Llewellyn's around, gets into Jake Lawrence. Lawrence gets into the wall, shoots back to the inside wall, careens off the inside. Cody Brown's involved. And that all started with Daniel Llewellyn collecting Jake Lawrence, and Cody Brown as the 17 grinds to a halt against the wall entering turn 3. Go back and see what happened here. Daniel Llewellyn, the trigger on that one. Ships off into the corner. Already has a little right rear damage. Truck steps out on him, gets very loose right in front of Jake Lawrence, and then overcorrects it back into Lawrence. And then Daniel locks the brakes down, rolls it to the inside. Let's watch Jake Lawrence. See if we can get a drone out here. Nothing like junking yourself on lap 2. Did you also go all chaotically crazy? Oof, that was close to whether there was contact or not. At the end of that, after he's already loose, oh, Cody Brown gets sandwiched into the wall. And the best running Toyota goes for a ride. I wonder if we can tell if there was gap between the nose of the 23 and the 68 here. Daniel sliding up the hill. Gets loose. And I wonder if right here Jake maybe catches him a little bit. It's hard to tell from this angle. I don't think we're going to have a better camera of it, though. And definitely not that one. Nope, not that one. Let's try. Yep. Okay, that's pretty close. It's maybe. My final answer is maybe. It's hard to tell. I'm gonna go with maybe. Number 5, we get a caution. Let's see. Top 5 trucks stay out. Let's see if we can get a quick look at our race rundown. See if we got a limit on tires tonight. We probably do. And Cody Brown says we have no fast repairs, 4 total sets of tires. That includes the ones they start the race on, so I think you're going to have to go 30 laps. Obviously, lap 6 is not the time to take tires, but we did have plenty of trucks come down and take fuel. Lucas Hoysma, the first of those, filled up the truck, comes back out 6th. Travis Martin 7th, Brad Wilson 8th, Ethan Evers 9th, Cliff Mullins 10th, Blake Giglio 11th, J Much 12th, J.R. Deal 13th, Margison in 14th, all filled up the tank. Jeremy Scherer, well, he came out with a 12.2 second stop. I'm thinking maybe he got the wall a little bit and had to pull the fenders out. Daniel Llewellyn still sits on the pit lane along with Gatlin Downey, Jake Lawrence, Cody Brown, and Matt Benke. All those trucks have been in contact with each other and the wall. Benke did it by himself. Llewellyn, Lawrence, Brown all did it together. Downey, I don't know what happened to him. Did not see him collect the wall or anything, but definitely spent 57 seconds on the pit lane. And you see a little right front damage to the double quick Chevy. So he got into something. Let's see if we can figure it out. He got in that wreck? I didn't see it. Back it up. Oh man, missing the right front fender. Oof, right there. It's behind Cody. He's okay, he's okay, he's okay. Oh no, he loses it on his own avoiding the wreck. That's why we didn't see it. Unfortunate. Does a good job avoiding all the other trucks and then just loses the back end. See him coming off of turn 2. Avoids the 68 sliding across and then right there just gassed it up and truck took off to the outside wall and crushed the right front. Tough break for one of our title contenders. Unforced error there. Gatlin Downey sits in 17th. Was 13 points out of the playoffs coming into tonight. He's going to have to find his way back up into the top 10 by lap 60 if he really wants a shot at it. Playoff points are going to be wildly important tonight. See if we can just chat with some of our playoff contenders while we ride around under caution. All of the lights are already out. It's perfect time, really, to talk to Wolfenbarger. My gosh, he's not over here, is he? Terrible. Oh, there he is. Let's all the way up here. I'm not used to him not being in his team chat. Hi, Wolfie.
What is up, DG?
Not a whole lot. Looks like it's a lot of fun out there. Very loose, very slidey. Is that fun?
Oh yeah, it's slidey. It's like going down a water slide. Hopefully we can, not die on this restart. We have a history of spinning tire here on restarts, so let's see how this goes.
All right, good luck.
Yeah, thanks.
We'll see if they survive the restart here in Atlanta. The older the tires get, the more sketchy these restarts become. 32 got it done really good. I think everybody was a little more mindful. Gatlin, of course, just not coming back out on track. There are no fast repairs, so Cody Brown, Jake Lawrence are unfortunately sitting on the pit lane. Hi, Beta. Welcome in, bud. So we already have 16 trucks on the lead lap. We've lost 4. Downey 1 lap down. Wolfenbarger out front. Rankin holding off this crazy pack of trucks. It's Grant Harrell, Lucas Hoytsma, Andrew Beach, Casey Graves, and Brad Wilson. All packed up tighter than a tick's behind.
Drink, motherfucker!
Beta gonna make me drink things. Cheers, bud. I just finished my water now. I gotta go 110 laps with no water. Whew! Top 3 get single file, and Lucas almost clear. Fourth and fifth in points are side by side on the racetrack, according to Dalton Hayes. Well, all those playoff drivers, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. My goodness. It's such a tight battle. Trying to keep track of the points, but it's hard to do. I'm watching commentate. I'm trying to keep it up on the side screen. I can keep you guys filled in on who's where, best we can. I think we got it now. The trucks are starting to settle in for the long run. A lot of single file up towards the front. Really all the way through the field as Grant Harrell peeks out on the 60 of Scott Rankin. Scott's going to let him in. Beach was minus 10. Gatlin was minus 13. Cliff Mullins was minus 16. Mullins is right now in 10th. He would get 1 point at the stage. Beach rides 7th. It would give him 4 points at the stage. Brad Wilson 6th. Casey Gray 4th, so Casey would gain advantage here. Brad Wilson, he wasn't that far ahead of Gray. He was only 5 points ahead. Wolfenbarger and Hoytsma look pretty safe coming in. That's your leader in 5th place. They seem pretty solidly in on points. Brad Wilson working on Lucas Hoytsma. As for the 5th spot, the JR Deal cutting it all the way down to the apron. Lucas has been fairly consistently running up on that seam. A little surprised. You would think the inside line would be the way to go to save as much tire as possible, knowing Atlanta chews them up and spits them out. The good Atlanta, correct. Although if you ask Cliff Mullins, there's no such thing. But Cliff and I often disagree on racetracks. Still side by side for 5th. Now Ethan Evers trying to pass JR Deal for 12th. Wilson gets clear of Huisma. See if Lucas stays up on that second lane. This time gets a little lower. Scott Rankin. Briefly saw him up a lane from Grant Harrell, running different lines through the corner. Oh, Cliff doesn't like any version of Atlanta, to be fair, Scott. it's all versions of Atlanta he has a problem with. Wolfenbarger's fallen back into the clutches of Harrell and Scott Rankin. Harrell's going to look to the top, and as I say that, Scott looks even higher to the top. Look at them all coming off turn number 2. All their different lines merging back into that one single file lane. Scott Rankin running a little bit higher than Grant Harrell in most of these corners. And he goes all the way to the wall again. He's trying to get a heck of a run down the backstretch. And we got a battle for the lead. Harrell's taking a peek. JR Deal goes all the way to the inside lane, and Ethan Evers hits the outside wall. Meanwhile, battle for the lead as Harrell takes a peek. Couldn't keep it glued down there. Rankin's going to come in here with the forward and try to push the 22. He's looking for his way through, but nothing doing. Ends up pushing the 22 through the front stretch. Back to the top goes the 60 in 1 and 2. Casey Graves probably watching like, where the heck are you going? And here comes the run. And number 60 Wannagoods forward to the inside of the Tide Ride. Oh, he's drifting up the track. They make door contact. Rankin lifted out of the throttle to make sure he didn't completely junk the 22. Rubbin is racing. They move on. I feel like if Hayden was involved in that, somehow everyone would have died. He's had such bad luck with car contact this season. Uh-oh, we got a leader blinking. Garrett Wolfenbarger having a little connection issue. Andrew Beach, Brad Wilson changed positions, so Travis Martin also gets by Brad Wilson. Looks like maybe the tire's going away on the 51. Blake Giglio staying disciplined right around the bottom of that 16. See all these trucks with the orange spoilers. They're all the playoff trucks. Frisbie Racing Truck Series. Good news, less than 100 laps to go. One caution so far. Went back racing 16 laps ago. Fuel number reported was about 34 laps. Blake Giglio finally clears Brad Wilson. Margerson next one up to try and take advantage of that fading 51 truck. Harrell looking to the top side on the race leader. He's watched Scott Rankin get really good runs off that top side. That time he catches the wall a little bit. Actually puts it back into the clutches of Scott Rankin again. Gonna keep it up there. Not quite as high this time. And we stay the same 4 trucks at the front. A bit of a gap to Lucas. Almost a full second between Graves and Huisma. Meanwhile, Grant Harrell threw it in there on the inside lane while we looking back in the field. Slid it up the hill. Wolfenbarger gave him room. And they stay the same 1, 2, 3, 4. However, Scott Rankin going to try and take advantage of Grant Harrell not getting the pass done. I think they're trying to run the inside line to save tire and the outside line to save their position. It's working. Every time they try to make a pass, they throw it in there on the bottom and able to hold them off with the top line. If Grant Harrell could get to the outside of the 32 on corner exit, probably would get the pass done. Just hasn't been able to do it so far. Travis Martin looks like he's putting a move on Andrew Beach, then tucks back in line. Top four. Looks like they're all running about 4 different lines. Let's go on board with 4th place Casey Graves and watch all the action. I can really tell where everyone's running. Damn, the whole top 3 ran top line. That's the first time we've seen that. What if that's some aero blocking or just trying some stuff out? That was kind of cool to see them all go top. And Scott's driving it down the hill, as is Casey Graves in the 4 that we ride along with. Closing in on the quarter mark. Andrew Beach, Blake Giglio, Travis Martin, Brad Wilson, Margison, Ethan Evers, Cliff Mullins, J.R. Deal, Jeremy Sheard, Scott Rankin trying to get on Harrell. Wolfenbarger moved up. Rankin right around that white line. Just can't quite get him cleared. As be frustrating for Scott. A little bit higher off the bottom this time. He slides it up in front of the Tide Ride. That was really tight quarters. Who's that on the bottom? Jake Lawrence in the 68. Right around the apron. Now Scott has the top and 22 of Grant Harrell has the bottom. That'll be advantage Scott Rankin in the 60. Now he'll try to run back down the race leader. 32 of Garrett Wolfenbarger. Casey Graves rides 4th. Lucas Hoisma in 5th. He's starting to close back in on this lead group. Blake Giglio's on his way back up there as well. Like they were saving tires for the first part of the run. Starting to inch their way along. Gatlin says, I don't know, man. What happened, Gatlin? iRacing screwed you on the damage. How so? We got our second caution. Margison's around. Oh my gosh. Margison gets out of shape on the front stretch and collects Ethan Evers in the process. 55 and 8 go into the walls. They were heading towards turn 1. Margison locks it down. I think the lack of grip catching out the 55 and collecting the 8. Ethan Evers left the session. Jake Lawrence has bailed out, as has Gatlin Downey. Oh, 1/4 of the way into the race. I'm sure we'll see everyone come down, grab a set of tires here. Be highly shocked if they don't. I would love to go get some water right now. 30 seconds required, 4:30 optional. That was a report for Gatlin Downey's truck. Should see a parade of lead lap trucks heading to the pit lane here. And that's going to be pretty much everybody. Benke's not on the lead lap. That looks like everybody on the lead lap making their way down as we see the yellow flag randomly. That was a weird view. But he hits their pit box. Pole sitter Lucas Hoisman gets that number 1 pit stall. Sure, we'll see 4 tires and fuel for everybody. Brad Wilson missed his box. You see the Shenandoah Shine truck backing up and pulling forward again. He was too far to the inside wall. That'll drop him back through the field. Wolfenbarger leads Hoytsma, Graves, Giglio, and Martin off the pit lane. Long stop for Scott Rankin. 36 seconds. I wonder if he got some optionals. He felt like taking. Strange. Report from the 05 once again. The right front broke. Did the required repairs, went back out, and still wouldn't turn. Took a bunch of the optional, still wouldn't turn. Well, let me see who we got to talk to. Find somebody to have a chat. It's Casey's riding in there. Let's talk to Casey. Casey, DG, you got a copy?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Well, sitting there in the 4th spot, you're right there in the cut line, so you got to maintain that spot. But you're doing pretty good so far. The guys in front of you are already so far ahead, you really don't have to worry about them. So you're pretty much in a good spot right now. Just kind of maintain over the next, I don't know, 90 laps. How do you think your chances are today?
I feel pretty good. I think car's good. It just gets loose on the run. Managing your tires is going to be key tonight, and especially with only getting 3 sets throughout the race. And with this caution at lap 30, it's probably going to put everybody on the same strategy.
Yeah.
I think I'm in good shape now because I was saying in voice chat there's only like 12 cars left in the lead lap. So I think as long as I just don't wreck out, I'll make it in.
Yeah, so far looking good for you. And yeah, Daniel Llewellyn, I think he's on the lead lap in 13th. So that is the only 13 trucks in the lead lap with no fast repairs. They've been falling on the wayside quickly tonight. I guess the Atlanta track being hot and slippery is catching them out.
Yeah, it even got me on the start. I spun the tires really bad. I don't understand why I'm on the outside, but...
That is a good, curious question.
Yeah, kind of confused about that, but...
What? All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Why did the 3rd place truck get to line up outside front row?
I was talking to DG who was saying the same thing, like, I guess I'm second now.
That's weird.
I don't know. This track's so screwed up with all the timing and stuff, though, it's so old.
Does it have every other truck on the outside line? Oh, there comes Blake. And Andrew. Weird. Well. Playoff contenders Gatlin Downey and Zach Margison out of the race.
Matt, I'm on old 5s. If you go fresh, you go around.
Maybe that's why Scott was sitting on the pit lane so long. Green flag back out in the air. Wolfenbarger, Hoytsma, Casey Graves, Blake Giglio, Travis Martin. Your top 5 trucks. Gets single file pretty damn quickly. Jay Munch, first truck out of line. That's Brad Wilson passing to the inside. Now Wilson alongside Andrew Beach. See Grant Harrell trying to catch back up the tide ride. Running in an odd number position over Gasha. Then you'll move up, apparently. Cliff Mullins, Brad Wilson, 6th place battle. I think we'll see a green flag run here. I mean, really, Margison's wreck was kind of a fluke. He mostly had it saved, but then ran into an Ethan. Wilson just about has Mullins cleared. Now he does. Andrew Beach, 71 and 8th. He'll be the next one to try and pass teammate Cliff Mullins. Now we get Grant Harrell looking to the inside of Jeremy Scherer. Harrell trying to move back up to the front of the pack. Uh-oh. Got a blink. Beach does get past Cliff Mullins. Fresh tires for pretty much everybody, except you heard on the radio Scott Rankin did not take a set. Llewellyn's been a while fixing up his truck. Has that right side damage on there. He's running 12th, ranking 13th. Benke 3 laps down 14th as we got a battle for the lead. Watching all the trucks further back in the pack, and Lucas decided to go put on a show up front while I wasn't looking. We like to talk it up because, well, it's true. These two have had some hellacious battles all season long, and no surprise to see them at the front again. But don't expect any favors to be granted or any quarters to be given between the two of them. We've reached lap number 40. Hoyt's almost clear, but Wolfenbarger kept the nose in there. Pulled back the air onto the back spoiler of Hoytsma. Hayes reminded me of the most recent battle between these two cars. It was actually not involving Lucas, it was Dave Hoytsma in the 97 in the Cup Series. Not a bumper can fit between the two of them. I'm again surprised to see Lucas pushing so hard on that top. He's going to try the crossover here, get to the inside, going down the backstretch. A little side draft, gets into him, maybe. Just the slightest. Very aggressive side drafting between these two, and now here comes a 32. Give the favor back on the inside lane. Outstanding racing at the front of the pack.
You guys are putting on a good show.
Casey Gray's riding third. Woo! Lucas is a little out of shape up there in that top line. See if Wolfenbarger tries to pull him back. He tried, but couldn't do it. Lucas to the bottom. Now Wolfenbarger goes to the top. Outstanding battle for the lead here in Atlanta on the old surface before they turned it into a terrible super speedway. Now they both enter on the top line. Wolfenbarger staying right in the draft. Casey Graves trying to keep pace there in the third spot. He's still in their draft, but losing grounds. And then it's 2 seconds back to Brad Wilson. The whole top 6 playoff contenders. Casey Graves, 4th place coming in here tonight. These two we're watching are 1st and 2nd. If this is any indication of how the championship's going to go next week, we're going to be in for a treat. This is damn entertaining. Hoytsa back to the inside. Woof! Wolfenbarger gave him a little bit of a move there. Hoytsa does not care. Takes the inside line, takes the momentum, takes the lead. Wolfenbarger tried to cross her right back over. This is like watching Indy cars in Indy 500 when they're leapfrogging one another. Brad Wilson in the background running right up by the wall. This time Hoytsma pinches the 32 down a little bit, keeps him from getting the arc into the corner. That'll let Wolfenbarger remain in second. And Wolfenbarger looking to the inside, but stays right in line. You saw a little bit of a wiggle out of the tide car. Let's see what's going on there. It's got a bit out of shape coming out of the corner. Rides in 7th. Back in front. Once again, Wolfenbarger to the inside of Lucas Hoytsma. Sliding up the hill he goes. Lucas cutting back to the inside with the crossover. Lucas gives him a ton of room so that he's not side drafting him down the backstretch. And tries to go out to get the entry into the corner. That's where Wolfenbarger's going to pull him back. My goodness. What a hell of a battle we're being treated to out here in the lead. Don't worry, Kenny. I showed them my paycheck that you give me. Wolfenbarger out of shape there, coming out of turn number 2 on the top side. Does a good job not to get into the wall or Lucas. Still side by side for the race lead, and at the stripe, that one goes to Wolfenbarger by about a bumper. That'd have been for the race win. That would have been 0.05 of a second. All right, Kenny. Enjoy your foosball. Let us know the score when you come back. Well, Casey Graves, while these two have been side by side, has run right up to the back bumper of Lucas Hoisman. Now we got a 3-truck battle up here. Graves going to just turn left and drive underneath Lucas Hoisman. Tucks back in line. There's our top 3. We can ride along as we hit to the stripe. Closing in on that halfway point where we give away points to the top 10. Here at the end of lap 60. Casey Graves riding in the high line. Now all of them are up there. Lucas started kind of low and slid up there. That might be advantage to the 32 in the backstretch. And you can see him getting out of shape. Back ends are slipping and sliding every which way. There goes Wolfie sliding up the track in front of the 32. Yikes. That was very close. Casey Graves is in there now. Oh my goodness. A little early for 3 wide for the lead. Definitely putting on a show for us, though. We appreciate it. Blake Giglio working Brad Wilson for the 4th spot. Just to show something else, as Casey Graves goes into the outside wall and around. And our 3rd caution is out. What has happened up front? Let's take a look for the Ford machine. Came in 4th in points. Only the top 4 go on to the championship. He went up the hill in front of Wolfenbarger. Wolfenbarger did not want to lift. And just squarely into the back of the Ford. Turns him around. One corner exit. Well. That happened. See if he's around to give him a chance to explain himself. Wolfie, what happened?
Well, what happened was we came off of 2 there, and I was ripping, and he slid up. But I don't know.
And brakes didn't work?
I wasn't lifting.
I see. Okay, well, you know, lifting's usually a good idea before halfway.
Yeah.
Don't gotta be that angry this early.
We were just having fun. I mean, that was a show right there.
It was a show.
Real fast.
It's very entertaining.
The plan was not the wreck there, but it's unfortunate. I don't know if you should take tires here or not.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I'm not taking tires, I guess.
Let's go get the other side of that story. KCDG, you got a copy?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Well, we got one side of the story. What's your side of the story?
There was a hole and stuck the car in there. He never lifted.
10-4, that's what we heard. So the story's the same on both ends. You race him differently from going forward here? You're just going to kind of chill out and try to make it there on points?
Well, my car is destroyed, so I'm just going to have to try to get it in points.
How much repair do you have to do?
3 minutes. I got wheel damage and the motor's screwed up, so...
Ouch. Is 3 minutes optional or required?
Optional.
Well, at least it's optional. Could be worse.
Yeah, could be. It is what it is.
Alright, bud. Good luck.
Thank you.
Casey Graves clearly disappointed. That number 4 truck 3 minutes of repair to work on there. Apparently both drivers agree about what happened. That doesn't happen very often, but both of them said he never lifted, so there you go. Oh, Lucas out front, Blake second. How many times have we seen that before? Brad Wilson in third, Travis Martin, Grant Harrell, your top 5, and Andrew Beach, Cliff Mullins, Garrett Wolfenbarger, and Jay Munch and Scherer. Things get interesting now. The Casey Graves is not in the top 10 trucks here as we close in on halfway. Heard him say the truck is badly beat up too. Closest competitor is Andrew Beach, and he sits 6th. That would pick up 5 of the 10 points he needs to gain on Casey Graves. If he's able to stay 6th in the standings at the end of lap 60, he would pick up 5 points over Casey Graves if Graves doesn't get back into the top 10. And then it's about Beach beating Graves by 5 positions from there. Of course, Beach could gain or lose before lap 60 and change how many points he gets to halfway. So that'll be something to keep track of with Graves running outside the top 10 positions. Brad Wilson looking good for points here. He came in plus 15 and he's running 3rd. That'll be another 8 points for him. He's able to maintain that by the end of halfway. Blake, he's just too far out to make it on points, and there's no winning you're in. So his season effectively done as far as the championship goes, but still out here trying to get the win. And Lucas Hoysa in contention for both the win. JR is saying cheers everybody as he gets the wave around. That's pretty funny. Give me 2 shakes of a second. I'm going to hop out of here and refill my water.
Already won the green.
Because I'm not going to mic it through the whole race if I don't. I think they were trying to say Lucas called top a little late there. But I'm sure it was just a jokingly manner, because pretty much any time we get to the one to the green, that's about when you do it, crossing the line. I am going to get that Mountain Dew that I mentioned earlier, by the way, and blame it on Jeremy Scherer. It's all Scherer. The reason why I'm getting this Mountain Dew voodoo.
I could have called it earlier if we wasn't talking on the radio.
Ooh.
Not blaming them, but that's just why.
Yep, definitely needed that water. Okay, we're good now. Yeah, Bleach got to get as many as he can right here. Watch that 71 truck. See what kind of restart he gets. Does pretty good. I think that picked him up a spot, moved him to 5th. Who would take a point to the Final Four? Final Fours don't have points. It's just whoever finishes higher. Hoyts, Giglio, Wilson, Martin, and then Beach. Beach trying to take advantage of a wounded 4 truck. Check in on the 4. He's trying to make his way past J Munch, so he's not too wounded. He is battling a damaged truck, but he is still able to pass the 69 of Joe Munchel. So really, whoever watching for this championship battle is right there, Beach and Graves. Words are hard, Travis. There goes Brad Wilson around Blake Giglio. Take away the 2nd spot, and then up the track goes Wilson, and it's very close quarters with the front bumper of Giglio. My goodness. And right behind him, 71 of Andrew Beach. Beach trying to follow Travis Martin to the inside of Blake Giglio. And look at Andrew Beach with some speed here. Right behind him, that is 32, Garrett Wolfenbarger. He's pretty safe on points. Wilson in 2nd. It's going to definitely help his dream to stay in the championship 4. Casey Graves still back in 11th, has not climbed back into the top 10 yet as we are on lap 60. End of this lap will give out points to the top 10. Andrew Beach Trying to move all the way to 4th here. I'll pick him up 7 points over Casey Graves if Graves can't get into the top 10. And right now, Graves is nowhere near Scott Rankin. '32, Garrett Wolfenbarger. Trying to move ahead of Blake Giglio, get himself an extra point here. And here they come, across the stripe. End of halfway. Lucas Heusman gets 10 points, Brad Wilson 9, Travis Martin 8, Andrew Beach picks up 7. And the 4 truck did not get into the top 10, so that is huge. Andrew Beach now only 3 points out. And he is definitely more than 3 positions ahead of Casey Graves. That was what you would call playoff implications. Grant Harrell to the inside of the 71. Screw you, Travis. Open up a can. Just have a drink and let you watch. Hiccup. Ooh, that was good. Everybody single file all the way to Matt Benke. Side by side with the 69, not even for position. 14 trucks still running. 13 of those on the lead lap. This track has caught out many a driver tonight. Trucks are very hard to handle in this very worn out old Atlanta racing surface. The best Atlanta, where you actually have to really manage your tires, and I find that really fun. Some people hate it. It's 3 spots between Beach and Graves. So if Graves finishes 8th and Beach finishes 5th, they would essentially tie. Tie goes to the best finish in the 4 race round. I will try to look that up so we can have that tiebreaker information in case it happens. While we watch the race, they're kind of single file at the moment. Beach looks like he pushed really hard to get as much as he could at the halfway. And now he's kind of backed it down a little bit. Casey Graves now back up into the top 10. He's past Scott Rankin. It's not all doom and gloom for the 4, but you can still see the right front damage on that Toyota. Obviously not ideal. We'll keep it up here. I'm trying to find a tiebreaker information for you. Because it could happen. We got a little bit of a battle back here. It's Wolfenbarger going the long way around Beach. Beach protecting those tires, staying on the inside line, willingly giving up the top lane like I was doing last night. This time Beach goes a little bit higher. Drives it down the hill and gets a straighter exit. Wilson, your leader. Hoytsma, Martin, Harrell, Wolfenbarger, your top 5. Just past halfway. Jeremy Scherer battling Casey Graves. Casey going around the outside of the 15 Mountain Dew truck. Scott Rankin trying to follow him through, pick up a spot. Last spot in the top 10. Graves, meanwhile, rebounding. He's now battling Cliff Mullins. May not as be as bad as the 4-car thought. Looking to the outside of that 37. And right now, Beach 6th, Graves 9th. They are tied. Graves completes the Mullins pass. He moves up into the championship 4 once again. Just how very close they are on points. Gatlin Downey was going to be a factor. He was only 3 points behind Beach, but Downey down in 19th out of the race. Just not going to happen for him this season. Cliff Mullins, he came in only 6 points out behind Beach. I don't think he picked up enough stage points to have fixed that. And Casey Graves back into the championship 4. 1 point ahead of Andrew Beach, who's 2 trucks ahead of him. Scott Rankin to the outside. If Rankin passes Graves, they'll be back tied again with 50 laps to go. Be a battle to watch all night long. Mullins battling Scherer right behind Casey Graves. How many cautions so far? I think it was 2. Might have been 3. Oh, yeah, it was that very early one, so 3. For the way these trucks are handling, it's not bad. There was one right at the beginning, Hayes, and then there was one at lap 30, and then there was that one about 16 laps ago. When Casey Graves got turned, so it's 3.
Okay.
Go on.
Blake letting Scott Rankin through. Blake took tires on his last stop. Scott took fuel only, but it may have been a top off because he came down a lap later. Scott been mad at himself all week for blowing some strategy calls. Bad news for Beach as Rankin goes around him and Giglio. And that puts...
Trying to make a second move on you there, Blake. Whenever I went to the right, I got super loose on me. Sorry about that.
It's Casey Graves back into the championship. For a moment, Graves is back out again. That's how fluid the situation is. Anytime a truck gets between them, they're tied. And there's 2 trucks between them. Cliff Mullins trying to be that second truck between them. Kenny has the extreme muted for Eagles. That's funny, script. That's funny. Also, hello YouTubers. Y'all been quiet today. Figured I'd say hello. Haven't seen any comments over there yet. Oh my gosh, Mullins out of shape there. Saves the race truck. Well, it's probably a little bit more unnerving than he meant to. And now Andrew Beach is in the playoffs, I think. I have to look to see who has a tiebreaker, actually. They'd be tied right now. Kenny. Denny has great speeds. We'll give him that. One good thing about being the 11. Brad Wilson out front has Lucas Hoytsville right on his tailgate. Fans of the Blue Oval rejoice. Ford 1, 2, 3, and 4 right now. Best Chevrolet is Wolfenbarger in 5th. You've been wrecked every time. Have you been wrecked in every race, no matter what you ran? That's what it feels like, anyway. I don't know what's been about your trucks or your racing career this season, Kenny, but it feels like you just had all the magnets locked on you. Hoytsma tried to get to the inside. Harold tried to get to the outside of Hoytsma. Able to squeeze back single file there. Now 76 of 120. We're getting down to close to range when they have to start planning out their final strategy. It's been 22 laps. Report we got was about 34 as Jeremy Scherer goes for a hell of a ride back there in the background. Mountain Dew truck just took off coming out of turn number 2. Thought he was going to go to the inside wall. He was just setting sail just ahead of Casey Graves. That is good news for Andrew Beach as that puts them tied again. I really got to go figure out this tiebreaker thing. Let me click a link. Follow it over here. Figure it out. Figured out live. And there is your top, really whole top 10. Single file down the backstretch. Cody, all the shockers. Latest race results. So round 3. Graves was 9th, Beach was 10th. round 2. Graves won round 2 at Talladega. So that's going to mean Graves has the tiebreaker. There you go. Casey Graves has said tiebreaker. So Beach needs to finish really 4 trucks ahead of Casey Graves. I apologize to you for being in the way, Kenny. Hoytza. Oh, Wilson sliding up the hill. Had a Hoytza right on him. Couldn't keep going up. Oh, it wrecked. Remember Monza? We definitely wrecked. Who is in the wall? It's Daniel. Daniel's had an incident in the 23 and he is... might even be intentional. No, he gassed it up and the truck just took off on him. Didn't want to hook up. And then it bounces off of both walls and he keeps it down low to not bring out a caution. He limps that truck back around to the pit lane. That'll give us 12 trucks in the lead lap. Travis Martin on the inside wall, or off the outside wall, headed to the inside wall. Rare mistake out of the Ghost Man. Travis came in pretty far back, 17 points out. Still had a shot. He was the last one that really had a decent shot, but he didn't really take advantage of that just yet. And now he's been into the outside wall. Matt Benke passes Daniel O'Wallen. Benke up to 13th. Lucas and Wilson 1 and 2. They've pulled away from Grant Harold, Scott Rankin. Then you have Wolfenbarger, Blake Giglio, Andrew Beach. He's gotten around Travis Martin, and that puts Beach into the playoffs. So Andrew Beach has a truck between them, but now Travis Martin's peeling off to the pit lane. And just like that, Casey Graves goes back into the Final Four. As he goes back level with Andrew Beach and has the tiebreaker. Scott Rankin battling for third with the 22 of Grant Harrell. Also a battle for the lead going on as we watch Grant Harrell get picked sideways right as we went to go watch the battle for the lead. And that'll hand third back to Scott Rankin. Now back up front. Lucas Hoytza, Brad Wilson. Wilson shoves it in there in that outside lane. He's really trying to rip the wall. See what kind of run he gets off turn number 2. If he can stay out of the wall, really not as good as I thought he would. He'll get to it by the end of the straightaway, but he'll still not have much positioning wise. Tries to run outside 3 and 4. I think his tires are a little too burned out for that outside line right now. Gives him good runs off the corner, but it's not really giving him much through the corner. Meanwhile, Wolfenbarger and Giglio battle, and they are catching the slowing truck of Grant Harrell. He's burnt the tires off that Tide truck. Pit stop's probably a couple of laps away. 31 and counting right now. The fuel is going to be running dry. Drivers are going to want to go as far as they can to make sure they can get to the finish without having to stop a second time. So they'll probably try to make it 33 or 34 laps, which would be about 2 or 3 away. So 87, I imagine 87, 88, the pit lane will be very busy. Poor Kenny. Now once again, Beach needing an extra position. Rides in 7th. Just behind Wolfenbarger, Giglio, and Harrell. There's our 71 truck. His long run speed is working out for him. He is caught up to Garrett Wolfenbarger. Haven't said that much this season. Wolfenbarger been very fast, usually at the front of the field, but here he is battling Andrew Beach. That's Daniel Wallen down on the apron. Beach not able to get alongside Wolfenbarger there. Lucas Ois battling for the race lead. This is what I love about Old Atlanta. There's just battles everywhere. Back to this battle. Wolfenbarger trying to hold off Beach. Casey Graves in an independent truck over here. Doesn't have any of his True Speed teammates in this race, so nobody that can really help him out. Battle for the lead once again. Wilson leads that lap. Finally making that high lane work out for him. Been running it long enough. And about now is when you can see drivers make it to the end on fuel. So we'll see if someone short pits. Perfect opportunity to Lucas to do so and get the lead back. Scott forgot which number he was in tonight. I'd be shocked if Lucas doesn't short pit. Maybe not this lap, but when it is time, I think he will try to get to the pit lane before Brad Wilson now that Wilson took the lead. Rankin has pit. Wannagoons Ford has hit the pit lane. He's going to hope it stays green, cycles through the pit stop. Travis Martin looks like he has left the race. 63 truck. A little surprising. Must have had a bigger issue than we saw the one with the wall scrub. And Travis came in here 8th in points. Not going to make the final 4. Leaves us 13 trucks still running. Daniel Wallace 7 laps down. Benke 2 laps down. Grant Harrell's finished his pit stop. He is 1 lap down. Scott Rankin. My brain, I swear. See where he blends out with Grant. See the Tide orange truck a little bit further back.
51 kid.
There's Brad Wilson coming to the pit lane. There's Harrell. Those two have completed their pit stops already. Brad Wilson coming to the pit lane. Lucas stays out. And Wilson very slidey into the pit lane. I don't know if he got that thing woed down and inside the cone. We'll see if he stays longer than 15 seconds in the box. Lucas, race leader.
Grant, go high here in 3. I'm going to pit and pitting this time.
Beach.
I'm pitting.
I think that was Wolfenbarger.
Spin this time.
I don't know who that one was. Is that Casey? Might have been Casey. Wolfenbarger gets it to the pit lane. Beach gets it to the pit lane. Watch the 4 truck. It was him. He's coming to the pit lane. He's close enough to Beach right now that this strategy is probably not so bad. Follow Beach and hope to stay close enough. Might get another second or 2 fix on the damage, but probably not enough to really matter. Oisman and Blake Giglio stay out. Working lap 39 on their run and still staying out. We got penalties on Jeremy Shearer in the 15 truck. J Munch in the 69 truck. Brad Wilson in the 51 truck. All 3 of those trucks picking up penalties. Jeremy Shearer, J Munch, and Brad Wilson. Unless there's damage on J Munch and Shearer, they're a minute and counting on those 2 trucks. But penalty for Brad Wilson. Came in 3rd in points. Just barely on the inside. 5 points. So those, what did he pick up? 8? I think he was 3rd. So like 8-ish points he picked up at stage are going to be huge. Well, he's dropped down to 9th. So he was only 5 points ahead of Casey Graves coming in. Matt Benke up into the top 10, 3 laps down. Here comes Lucas to the pit lane. Brings Blake Giglio with them. They went 41 laps, by the way. They ran their tanks dry. Did not want to get caught a lap down with the caution. Now they're going to be on the offense, picking up the brand new tires. Race leader is going to become the 22 once he comes around, Grant Harrell. Daniel Llewellyn looks to be back on track, 6 laps down. Should be able to pass Jeremy Scherer. There goes Grant Harrell up into the race lead. Scott Rankin now second. Lucas just now leaving the pit lane. There's Blake. Currently third and fourth. Wolfenbarger. Remember, Wilson now a lap down in that Shenandoah Shine truck. There is where Hoytsma, Wolfenbarger, Beach, and Giglio blend out. Beach now up to 5th. As they run now, Casey Graves in by a single point. No one around Casey Graves. 24 laps to go from Atlanta. All kinds of things have been going on in this race. We'll do the points live on Twitch after the race, so if you're wanting to see that, come by at twitch.tv/DGSwiss. There's your battle for the lead. 2 tenths separate Grant Harrell and Scott Rankin. The gap from there to Lucas Hoytsma is 8 seconds. 8 laps Hoytsma pit later than Grant Harrell results in 8-second lead. Now he's going to be faster, chopping into that lead. Daniel Llewellyn passes Jeremy Scherer and Jay Munch, moves up to 11th. Eagles fans, don't listen. Jalen Hurts being checked for a concussion. My goodness. Battle for the lead. Scott Rankin, Grant Harrell going at it. The two Fords. Really, Ford dominated this race so far. Wolfenbarger had a little bit of an early success in the 32, but it's been all Ford ever since. Scott Rankin, Grant Harrell, 1 and 2 as Rankin makes his way to the point. Been kicking himself all week about bad strategy calls. Here he is throwing another strategy Hail Mary. See if he can hang on to it this time. He has 7 seconds over this man, Lucas Hoytsma, with 21 laps to go. Lucas needs about 0.3333 a lap. A third of a second a lap Hoytsma needs to pick up. I'm looking at the lap time. He is right there on that cusp. Andrew Beach runs 5th. Blake Giglio 6th. Cliff Mullins 7th. Casey Graves in 8th. And the 3 spots they are separated makes them tied in points. Tiebreaker goes to Casey Graves for winning round 2 of the playoffs. And the 4 truck would move on if they finish where they are right now. 20 laps to go from Atlanta. Can Andrew Beach find him another position? He's got 1.2 seconds to catch fellow Chevy driver Garrett Wolfenbarger. Blake Giglio catching Andrew Beach. But could there be Chevrolet team orders between these two trucks? Never know. Blake Giglio was definitely closer than Beach. Now he's actually lost a little ground. Grant Harrell starting to lose contact with Scott Rankin. Rankin starting to pull away. Closest battle we have for you is Blake Giglio to Andrew Beach. And as we said, Giglio is losing ground right now to Andrew Beach. Despite having 3-lap fresher tires. Casey Graves in 8th. He has 19 seconds over Brad Wilson. Wilson a lap down in 9th. Andrew Beach needs to find another spot. He's on level tires with Garrett Wolfenbarger in 4th. Wolfenbarger a second ahead. There is the 32 truck. You've lost nearly half the field. Atlanta's been mowing them down despite not having a ton of caution. Drivers just kind of losing it on their own, coming out of 2 and smacking the wall has been the very recurring theme we've had. Official smell report from Ryan File and official press release from Shenandoah Shine says that Garrett Wolfenbarger smells like poo in the number 32 truck. That apparently needed to be said according to the team release, so there you go. Currently, Beach is 8 seconds back of the 60. And Casey Graves is 2.9 behind Mullins. Lucas Oiswa gets around the 22 of Grant Harrell. 15 to go. He's got to run down Scott Rankin, who's 3.3 seconds up the road, but he caught Grant Harrell pretty quickly. Just watch that lead melt away. I think Lucas is sitting pretty good here. 3 seconds, 15 laps to make it up. Beach to the 22 is about 4 seconds. There's Beach. Right on board. Look for the orange truck. I guess the one up at the wall up there above the scoreboard. That's Wolfenbarger, the black and red. And that next truck going through the quad oval and about to enter 1. I'm pretty sure that's the tide ride that he needs to catch in the next 13 laps, assuming Wolfenbarger stays ahead of Beach. Blake Giglio still losing ground despite the fresher tires. It's 3-lap fresher tires in Beach and losing ground to him. Cliff Mullins 3.6 ahead of Casey Graves, so Graves losing ground to Mullins, but not losing ground to Brad Wilson. So at the moment, Graves doesn't have any direction to go, upwards or downwards. Beach has the destiny in his hand if he can find one more spot. It's a second behind Wolfenbarger. He is catching the 22, just so you know. Looking at my timing and scoring, he is catching him. It's going to get very good. And the 32 has someone on the inside there. It's Daniel Wallen. Grant Harrell was trying to get around. It's 1.3 to Wolfenbarger and 1.6 to the 22, so just under 3 seconds. Only under 2 seconds, isn't it? It's close. Very close. Begging for a caution? Caution would really spice things up. Everybody would have to hit the pits. Anybody with a set of tires would come out hauling, so you'd have to pit. Someone just blew up. Wasn't Daniel. Grant Harrell. Third spot. Let's look off the back of his truck. That yellowish white blip back there is Andrew Beach. Scott Rankin, Lucas Hoisma, they're nose to tail just about now. Lucas has caught him and has about 8 laps to figure out how to pass him. It's old Atlanta, Hayden. Been chewing up and spitting them out. Technically, everyone 12th down is out. Lucas going for the race lead here in the 97. Really should be no contest with the fresher tires that he has over Scott Rankin. Scott tried to pull the early pit on him, but Lucas was able to run him back down, take the lead with ease. Scott going to throw a Hail Mary to the inside, but this seems all for naught, really. Check back in on our championship battles. The lead battle is settled. Wolfenbarger working on the 32, and don't look now, but there is the white and yellow side pipe Chevy. Sees trucks he needs to pass right up ahead. And there is Beach. Needs to pass one of these two trucks. Right now it's Grant Harrell.
I was wondering, you look pretty loose.
Two trucks ahead. Andrew Beach currently tied. Right now they would be tied. Andrew Beach and Casey Graves. Casey Graves has the tiebreaker. Has to pass that tied truck up ahead. The 51's not for position. He needs another spot. 5 laps to go. Can Andrew Beach get to that 22 tied truck and save his playoffs? Working on the Shenandoah Shine truck, Brad Wilson. Wilson got that penalty. Never was able to get back into the contention. Andrew Beach trying to clear Wilson here. That would leave no trucks between himself and that 22. Here comes Blake Giglio. Told you he had been saving tire. He has fresher tires than Andrew Beach, and he had been staying behind him this whole time. We'll see if he continues to stay behind him. Very Ross Chastain-esque. Austin Dillon, if you will. And he does run an Austin Dillon scheme over in the ARCA series from time to time, so it makes sense. Blake clearly the faster truck. Wilson sliding up to him. Beach. I think Blake Giglio is pushing Andrew Beach to catch Grant Harrell. Yeah, that's what's happening. Blake Giglio pushing the 71, making him catch the 22. What in the Chevy indeed. Two laps to go from Atlanta. They're not even teammates. C2X wins low drag. I think we're waiting for the last lap to make it dramatic. Andrew Beach trying to get past Grant Harrell. Has 4-lap fresher tires. Blake Giglio, 3-lap fresher tires than him. White flag in the air. Lucas Hoisma has this one in the bag as long as he doesn't crash. Where we're watching is right here. Grant Harrell continuing to ring the high line. Giglio trying to offer all the drafting help he can on a 1.5 mile track. And there's the 22 into the wall. 51 gets sideways. Andrew Beach gets down to the inside. Blake Giglio gives him the push. And there goes the 71 up in front of the 22. Blake then keeps him from being able to cross over to the bottom. Blocks out for his Chevy compatriot. And Andrew Beach, by virtue of that move, looks like he will move on to the championship for next week.
Good win, man.
Wow.
Good win, Lucas.
And Blake gives him a congratulatory bump there, right in the booty.
Good race.
Lucas gets the win. Scott Rankin and Garrett Wolfenberger. What a race. If I'm Casey Graves, I am very displeased. Casey Graves just got Christopher Belled. Where is Lucas? There he is. Lucas, DG, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, I don't know if you felt like you had it the whole way or if you were a little nervous there, but you ran him down with a handful of laps to go there, and the newer tires paying off for you. How did you get it done?
Yeah, I just I was clutching that whole run. I knew that since we don't have tires or enough tires in case a caution came out, I was going to run it as far as I could, just in case a caution came out. But the tire difference was enough to run them all down from 9 seconds back when I came out, so I was pleasantly surprised with that. And yeah, just Atlanta chewing up tires again. I know one of my stops I was down to 60%, so it was a rough one.
Is that the 40 lap run?
Yeah, that was a really long one.
That's crazy. All right, well, congrats on the win. You got the Friends Family sponsor shout outs for that win?
Yeah, sir. Just a big shout out to Quinn and 712 Brakes. Everybody who raced tonight, it was a really clean race. Blake and everybody on the team. I don't thank them enough. They're good guys. Andrew, who might have just raced his way into the final four, we'll have to see. But
I wouldn't say raced.
Closely.
Definitely wouldn't say raced.
Oh, well, I don't know how it happened. I just saw he got the spot. He was
Blake Giglio went full Austin Dillon.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, Blake.
Yep, it was bad. All right. Well, congrats on the win.
Thanks.
And enjoy your night.
Thank you too.
Lucas Hoytsby getting the win in the 97. Let's go bring in the 60 of Scott Rankin if he's hanging out. I think he's up here in the top. There him is. Scott, DG, you got a copy? Scott?
Howdy.
Gosh, I gotta yell at you until you answer me.
No, well, before, I didn't get any sound before, so this is the first time you've actually come through on the headset, but,
That's what they all say. It was quite a good race.
I was champion for a caution late. I had a set of tires I was sitting there on. I took a risk early. It paid off.
I think about everybody had a set of tires sitting down there waiting.
No. Everyone else was out. That last pit stop was their last set.
Interesting. So you would have been in a catbird seat if you got one with about 20 to go.
Yep, that's why I didn't take the set early on. So initially when we went green, it was going to be set of tires at each pit stop.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there talking to Wolfie. I was running with Wolf and Brad tonight. I said to them, look, it's a risk, but I think you got to save a set now. If you have a look at the way that the races have gone, like there's just been and the strategy and the reasoning behind it. I said, look, if you guys take tires here and we get an awkwardly timed caution, you're just locked in. You have to take tires for the rest of the race. Like the biggest thing is if you can save a set early in the race, you open up for whatever you want at the back end. You can give up a lot of track position early. But yeah, we had a good truck tonight. Two critical mistakes on my part. Number one was not filling the truck. I got wicked tires. So the pace was set by your front tire wear. We needed to put more fuel in the truck, fill the truck at that last stop. And that would have just set a little bit more weight on the rear end of the truck. It would have been a lot freer, and it would have been able to save front tire and turn down the track a lot easier, pick up the throttle a lot sooner, and maintain that pace. So that was a big issue. And just the Grant Harrell, I just needed to clear him quicker. Like the goal, I should have blocked. I should have been more aggressive on the block. I'm generally not an aggressive blocker unless I absolutely have to be. And I was backing my skills in a little bit too much, but that should have been a race win. So yeah. That's 3 from 3 this week where we've had extremely quick cars. It's just 1 second, no wins is a little bit annoying.
10 forwards. Good to be annoyed with second place, right? Means your night's going pretty good.
Yeah, and we're off to move everything into a rentals. This might be my last race for the season, so I might be around for some GT3 stuff tonight, but we'll see tomorrow night. But yeah, I'm really happy. A lot of improvement, particularly after 2 months out of the sim to come back in, win that race over at Chicagoland, and yeah, what a run, hey?
Yeah.
We love racing like that. It's this Atlanta track, brilliant.
Well, congrats on your very limited but successful season that you had with us. And hopefully we see you back here in season 12. And you got those friends, family, and sponsor shout-outs for us?
Yeah, I want to say big shout out to my family. I've been living with them for the last couple months after my life went to hell. So first and foremost, a big shout out to them. I wouldn't be interested in racing without them. And yeah, it's good to put down results. I want to say a shout out to all the One Dragoons guys, particularly Carson, Smokey, and Brady. They've really kept me racing, and they've kept my head on my shoulders over the last couple months. You need a good group around you, and I'm lucky enough to have those guys. To Makoni Setup Shop, to Neuro Power, and OG Gamer Gear. If you guys are looking for some new racing gloves, I really, really love these gloves. I've had a couple different pairs of gloves now, and these are far and away my absolute favorites. So big shout out to oggear.com.au, and of course Logitech G. Man, I got Logitech gear everywhere. Maybe I should hook you up with a sponsorship, DG.
It'd be great. I use some hand-me-down stuff, you know. I'm over here working with some old equipment, you know. Come on. It's an awkward time to get quiet.
This is my last run of the season. I want to say a big thank you to you guys. Much appreciated.
Hey, thanks. Appreciate it. Later, bud. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow night.
Yeah, see ya.
That was the weirdest pause and silence of all time. All right, Scott Rankin brings it home P2. Try to track down damn 32 car, as Brad likes to call him. Wolfie, DG, you got?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, that damn 32 car came home third tonight. What did you need to try and get those top two?
I just needed to have better pitch strategy. Just didn't put my cards out right, and that first one came in, one of those that came in and got tires, and I know Bradley and Scott didn't, so I knew I was on the opposite strategy to them, and after that I was kind of just hoping we never got a caution. Luckily we didn't, so we were able to stay out. Didn't think we were going to get a top three and be talking to you, but got lucky and held off Andrew and Blake, and yeah, honestly, I had a great track combo.
Hell yeah.
It was sliding the whole time, which I love here at Atlanta. I mean, I like New Atlanta too, but this has got a special place in my heart. I wish they were still racing it like this, but yeah, it was a good time.
10-4. Well, congrats on that third place finish that you didn't see coming. Hope you enjoyed your time out here tonight. Yep. Should be good enough to move you on to that Final Four next week. What are your thoughts for next week?
Legacy Phoenix next week, which is an interesting track. Don't do it a lot. I know when we did it on Mondays, I led the whole race, and then unlucky tire strategy by one of the guys who got lucky and beat me. So I know I'm good there. Just have to practice on the trucks and see how it goes.
10-4. We'll see you next week fighting for a title. Good luck, sir. You got the friends, family, sponsor shout-outs for us? And don't say Brandon Pearl.
First, I want to apologize to Casey. I shouldn't have been that aggressive there on lap 52. So my bad, Casey. Hopefully, no hard feelings. Don't know if he made it or not, so I want to apologize.
Looks like he did not.
Oh, that's a rip. Shenandoah Shine. .co. We got to do this, all right? Ready?
Yep, I'm ready. Pretty good. Yeah, you peek out a little bit. You may have to bring it down just a little notch.
Hold on, I got this. I can figure it out. Mooker!
That was a lot better. We could actually hear it that time. Good job. Well done.
All right. Not Brandon Pearl.
Not Brandon Pearl or Brandon Poole. He didn't help us at all.
Yeah. And then Brandon Pearl. That guy doesn't run SRLs, so screw that guy.
Yep.
And then Brantley. Also, fuck that guy too. He didn't show up tonight. I don't know what he was doing. And let's thank Bradley for coming out and racing. I wish he didn't get that speeding penalty. Or no, he missed the entrance. Sorry.
It looked like he slid that ass across the cone.
Yeah. I see him going in. I'm like, oh, Bradley. But thanks for him to always come out and race with me every week. So nice to have teammates out here. You for broadcasting all season and help run all these leagues and make this possible. So appreciate that. And everyone else for coming out and racing. Had a blast all season, and hopefully go get us one next week.
All right, let me make a deal with you, all right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really a deal, but let's see.
Okay.
If you win any of the championships and get into the SRX series, which is our race of champions during the off season,
all right.
If you get into that, We'll try our damnedest to bring Delph over here to race against you in the SRXs. How about that?
All right. We can try.
That sound fun? That sound fun? Found fair?
Yeah.
Because we try to get like one celebrity to come in. We had what's his name? Cadell come in last time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Nice.
I think it'd be fun to get Delph off his lazy ass and over here to race SRX with us.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
All right, bud. Get on out of here. Enjoy the rest of your night. We appreciate you, and see you tomorrow night. I'm sure you'll be here for something.
I appreciate it.
All right, bud.
Tomorrow.
Find
Not
something.
sure about tomorrow.
Find something.
Monday. We will be here Monday.
All right.
For sure.
Even though, what happened to the short tracks on Sunday? You just gave up on that?
And I just like having breaks sometimes. I like to.
I hear you.
Racing every night of the week, bro.
that's kind of what I do. I just go in there and moonlight every once in a while. All right, man.
Yeah.
Good night.
I appreciate it. See you.
That was the Garrett Wolfenbarger number 32 car for Shenandoah Shine, and as you heard him shout Moon Car. Thanks to all of those guys coming over. It's been a lot of fun having them around. I know it's they can rub people the wrong way sometimes, but it's been good to have competition near the front and actually have a variety of winners. It's been good to see from that perspective. Thank you all for coming out. Appreciate you being here tonight. Hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. Let's run through our final results so we can get on out of here if these boxes will get out of my way. There they go. So I remember my first time streaming. Lucas Hoyce for your winner tonight. Scott Rankin, Garrett Wolfenbarger on the podium. Andrew Beach, Grant Harrell in the top 5. Blake Giglio, Cliff Mullins, Casey Graves, Brad Wilson, Matt Benke rounding out the top 10. Page number 2, Daniel Llewellyn, Jay Much, Jerry Scher, Travis Martin, J.R. Deal, Zach Martison, Ethan Evers, Jake Lawrence, Gatlin Downey, and Cody Brown. That's going to do it from Atlanta. If you want to get the points, head on over to the Twitch channel. We're going to do those live on stream, twitch.tv/DG Thank you to all of you over on the YouTube. We're going to jump off of here now. Hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast, and we'll see you soon. Thank you so much. All right, that is taken care of. Now we can go do the points. Get the music on first, because my